What is up, MMA fans? This is Tudor Leonte for Sherdog.com, and today I have the pleasure to talk again with UFC welterweight fighter, Mr. Jason Witt. Hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, man. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
I'm noticing that you're in your car right now. The last time we spoke, you were at your studio. Where are you going right now?
I'm heading to training right now. It's about 20 minutes away, so I'm usually running from one place to the next, either from the studio or to training or back to the studio. So sometimes I'm in my car, sometimes I'm not. It's just I have kind of a hectic lifestyle.
Are you currently training at Glory MMA and Fitness?
Yeah. I train there 6 days a week, usually twice a day. It just depends on the day, but yeah, Glory MMA and Fitness. I've been there for about 8 years now,
Ooh.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just asking, since from time to time fighters switch camps. Usually I prefer, to ask, even though they're quite, the answer is quite obvious. But listen, I mentioned your studio. You told me the last time we spoke, you told me that you were running your business. How are things going right now?
Yeah, they're going well. We just signed a new contract for the place we're at, so it's going well. We're just trying to add some more people into the gym, and then try to get a little, make the gym a little more money, so we can kind of scale up a little bit. But everything so far so good.
I'm glad to hear that, and of course, I wish you all the best, both with your MMA career and your personal trainer career. I don't know, what are you currently doing MMA classes, or are you following someone with their physical preparation? I don't know.
No, so my gym is it's a personal training studio. I'm a personal trainer. I have multiple trainers underneath me, and then we only do like just personal training. We don't do any MMA or fighting. We just do fitness. Just try to focus on weight loss, strength, build muscle. So that's something I really got into when I was a little bit younger. I was 19, about 18, 19. I got into fitness, and I really love building muscle and getting stronger. And that's something that's helped me over my MMA career. And it's something I really like I'm very passionate about, and I like to pass on to other people also. And so that's kind of where I wanted to go in the future, was kind of like personal training and fitness, and open a larger facility and stuff like that. Just give a place somewhere people can lift weights and lose weight and feel comfortable with, and enjoy that lifestyle, because fitness is something that's given me it's given me so much in my life that I want to give that to other people.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that. And how did you end up taking up MMA?
Man, it was kind of a combination of multiple things. I was always competitive. I always wanted to like fight and compete, and it wasn't like I wanted to hurt people. I wasn't like a violent person. I just wanted to compete. And my uncle used to be a professional kickboxer and boxer, and we just kind of started training one day. I used to work for him. We just started training one day, and then my neighbors across the street were doing strength conditioning in their backyard, and I kind of just stumbled over talking to them, and they're like, "Hey, are you trying to be a fighter?" I'm like, "I'd like to be." And they sent me to a gym that was kind of like about 20 minutes away from my house, and I started training with this guy named Bill Brown, and all this happened in like a matter of like a month of each other, and just kept training and training. Took a fight like 6 weeks later, and I lost the fight. And I was like 21 years old, and it was, at that time I was a cocky little asshole, and the fight was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, just because I started training more and started training, and just turned into what it is today.
Right now, you're scheduled to face Josh Quinlan on August the 6th. Who were some of your main sparring partners in preparation for this fight?
Always Julian Marquez, Trey Ogden, Mike Breeden, all those guys in the UFC. Coaches Jason High and James Krause are always my training partners. I have a guy named Dallas Jennings who fought Josh Quinlan a couple fights ago. We have multiple people in the gym that I always work with, but yeah, those are my main training partners.
So are you pretty prepared to face, for your upcoming, for your next opponent, since you already kind of know his fighting style?
Yeah. I've kind of peaked at the right time for this fight. I really feel confident where I'm at. My body's in good shape. Monday was probably my best days of training that I've had in a long time, and that really felt good and kind of put me in the right mindset. And I've got to pick Dallas's brain a little bit and like, hey man, like what are we can we kind of expect from him? And obviously we got James Krause doing the game plan and what we need to do there. So everything's really worked out well, and I think I'm really peaking at the right time for this fight, and I feel pretty good about the fight.
We spoke right before your fight with Philip Rowe. Unfortunately, that time didn't go according to your plans. What went wrong, considering that it looked like the opening round was in your favor?
Yeah, that man, this sport is just it's hard to do. You're the highest level of sport, and the margin of error is very, very minimal. I made some mistakes leading up to the weight cut and the hydration process, stuff like that, and I let in that put a factor in. But I just got caught at the wrong angle. I mean, I took a couple punches that I couldn't recover from, and that really kind of paid the price for that. And that's something we've kind of worked on in this fight, is just fixing those little mistakes that I made in that fight, and hopefully it pays off in the future. You know what I mean?
Weren't you at your usual? Were you low on energy, or what happened? You told me that you made some mistakes during your weight cut.
Yeah, just I truly believe like a lot of if you look at the Barberena fight, if you look at that fight, I took a lot of big shots in that fight and still recovered. My weight was a lot lower that fight. I felt a lot better. I didn't cut as much weight as I did for the Phil Rowe fight, and the hydration process I felt really a lot better. You know what I mean? So I felt good. I wasn't feeling bad. The Phil Rowe fight, I did cut a little more weight. Didn't get as much water back on as I wanted to, and I really feel like that the hydration process of my brain not getting the water it needs. I couldn't take the shots that I took when I fought Barberena. Not taking them from Phil Rowe, he caught me the perfect shots. He hit me with the right range, the way he should have. But just I really think a lot of fighters, the weight cut and the hydration process are really a huge factor in what you can do in the cage, and that brain doesn't get a chance to like recover because it doesn't get enough hydration back from the weight cut. Like you look at TJ Dillashaw, took a lot of shots at 135 and was perfectly fine. But then he goes down to 125, and I'm not saying he couldn't make the weight, but he took a couple shots that he couldn't recover from, and that I think that plays a big difference in when you're cutting weight and all that stuff. And I really think weight cutting is a huge issue with when you're going that far down.
I understand, and I mean, you are looking pretty good at 170, but have you ever considered moving up to 185?
I'm not man. I've considered moving down before I would go up. But 155, it's not. We went to the institute. It's just not an option right now. I'm getting pretty old, man. I'm not. if the payday was right, if you gave me enough money to make 155, I would totally do it. It'd probably take me a good, 3 or 4 or 5 months to do it correctly. But yeah, I'm not a big welterweight. I'm actually, if they had a 165 division, I'd be the king of that division because that'd be perfect for my size. I'm a very muscular guy. I'm very strong. I don't get thrown around by bigger guys. But if you look at the reach, you look at the height, you look at all that stuff. I mean, even Phil Rowe was 6'3" with the 10.5-inch reach on me, and that's still 70. So you go to 85, those guys are cutting from 205, 215. You know what I mean? Those are Julian Marquez walks around. I've seen him walk around 220 before. So it's like, I've never
Wow.
my entire life. So it's really that option isn't really pliable for what I want to do.
Oh, okay, I understand. I just asked since you told me, sometimes weight cut can be an issue. So, but from what you told me, I understand that you would be in favor, to implement more weight classes, even in the UFC.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, yes, I think it would help out a lot. I think it would make the sport a little bit safer in terms of weight cut. But then again, like if I'm a 170 and I got to cut to 165, I'm still cutting more weight than I was to 170. So it really, it's kind of a double-edged sword there. But I think more weight class, we kind of get more fighters in the not in the division, but in the UFC, and that would kind of be good for everybody.
I understand your point here. The card on which you're competing is headlined by the clash between Thiago Santos and Jamahal Hill. I would like to hear a pick for this one.
Man, That's a rough one. I haven't watched much of Jamahal Hill, and obviously Thiago Santos is just an absolute gangster in the cage. He hits hard. He's very intelligent. He's kind of had the experience over Jamahal Hill, but I think Jamahal Hill is just a little bit younger, a little bit more active, and a little more spry in those terms. So I think Jamahal Hill is going to kind of take care of business.
And if you allow me the comparison, it's kind of the same matchup you're currently involved. I mean, a veteran against an up-and-coming fighter. How do you see your fight going down?
Man, I think experience level in this is going to be a huge factor in the fight. And I look back at my career when I was only 5-0, thinking I should be in the UFC and this and that, and really looking back at it, it's I wasn't even remotely ready for the UFC when I was 5 fights in. That's okay. He's good. He's just doesn't have that experience level, and I think his layoff's gonna kind of play against him. I don't want to say green rocks is a thing, because I don't believe it is. But I think the UFC jitters really are. I think he got busted for steroids. I think it's why he had a long layoff. It is what it is. I've known people who don't do steroids and still got busted for stupid shit. So I don't know if it's true. I don't know if he actually did or didn't. I don't care. But I think my experience is going to definitely play into the fight, especially in the later rounds. And I really think I'll grind him down. If I don't beat him in the second round, I'll beat him in the third round.
Do you have any plans for the summer?
Say it again.
Do you have any plans for the summer after, once you're done with your upcoming fight?
Yeah. So I got into the game of golf about 1.5 years ago, and my father-in-law, they all play golf, and my wife and I just joined a country club with a really nice golf course on it. So I've been playing a lot of golf, just enjoying that. So I really just kind of plan on I'm still gonna train, still gonna fight, still gonna enjoy myself, but I'm gonna probably take a trip to go play golf somewhere, or just enjoy not being so beat up and tired and then trying to go play golf. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to see what my life is like without being beat up from training and then go try to play golf. So I really enjoy golf, and it's something I wish I could do the rest of my life. So that's kind of what I'm gonna enjoy doing.
Quite a difference, between fighting inside the octagon and playing golf. But still, if you're enjoying it, that's good.
Yeah, they're both very different sports, but they're both equally frustrating. Golf is one of the hardest sports to learn as an adult, especially because there's just so many little factors that play into it. The same thing with MMA. There's so many little details that play into it. Just MMA is more at a higher pace, higher risk. So golf you can kind of do in your later age and not get beat up, but it's still, man, it's like I look back at fighting and I don't remember because I've been fighting for so long. I don't remember what it's like to be frustrated with the sport. I don't remember what it's like to be lose so much. Like, now I'm in golf and I'm trying to learn that, and I'm just I want to quit. I want to hate it. I want to throw my clubs. I want to break them. I'm just so frustrated with it. It's so annoying. But they both play. They have little separate factors in them, but they're both enjoyable.
And they are both a game of inches. Kind of.
Stupidly, yeah. Very much so.
So sorry, something that you said before we start talking about golf caught my attention. You told me that you have no issues with your opponent testing positive for several banned substances after his fight in Dana White's Contender series. Is that so?
Yeah, I got no problem with it. Fuck him. If he wants to do steroids, let him do steroids. If I whoop his ass on steroids, then what's he gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, if you need performance-enhancing drugs to fight, then I think you're a coward to begin with, and I think you're a pussy. So that's you think. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. That's fine. I don't think now he's in the UFC, I don't think USADA's probably gonna crack down quite a bit on him. I don't think he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants to do. So I think that will play a factor in his training and his recovery and all that stuff. I mean, I know they're performance-enhancing drugs for a reason. But yeah, I don't think it's going to play much of a factor in now. And if he's on steroids, I don't give a shit. I'm going to beat him anyways.
I understand. Jason, I finished my questions. Do you have any last messages?
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for talking.
Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time today. Best of luck with your upcoming fight, and hopefully I'll hear again from you in the future, man.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
Have a nice one. Bye-bye.